major hurricane. You can really see the well-defined eye as it did so. Thankfully moving away from land, and thankfully doesn't look like it will really directly impact any other land areas through the rest of its course into the Gulf now. Winds are at 105 miles an hour, so it is back down to a Category 2. And thankfully the track does keep it very far to our south. Not a whole lot of fast motion with this storm. It's going to be fairly slow, but in that time it'll be encountering the dry air, increasing wind shear, as well as water temperatures, which are only slightly conducive for it to kind of maintain its strength. It's actually going to be remaining in a place where we still do have temperatures of 80, 81, 82 degrees. But what we're likely going to see as we head into the weekend is still very much a question mark. The models are very much split on exactly what happens to kind of the remnants of the storm after this weekend and going into early next week, with the models almost completely different, with either kind of getting drawn northward or getting shunted down to the south, may be able to kind of maintain a little bit of strength if it moves toward Mexico. And that's kind of what the GFS and the Euro are also thinking, with the GFS kind of getting drawn northward because of this upper level trough. The Euro thinks the upper trough is not going to pick up Rafael, that it's just too far down to the south, and it'll miss it and eventually just kind of drift down farther south into Mexico, or eventually just dissipate over the Gulf. What we're looking at, though, with this upper feature is possibly trying to push another front into the area for the weekend. Once again, not going to move on through. It'll kind of stall off to our west as the main energy lifts away, but that front might help to trigger a few isolated showers, or widely scattered, for this coming weekend. 20–30% looking like at the very best. But the models, because of that dramatic split, Hurricane Center really doesn't know which one to go with right now. The Euro has been the more consistent, and that's what we have seen the models kind of shifting to. Remember, it was the Euro that was always indicating that this was going to stay well down to the south. And because the storm is going to stay well down to the south, I don't really believe we're going to see any impacts aside from maybe some increasing winds, maybe a little bit more of a breeze this weekend, and a bit stronger offshore. This looks to be our next best chance of a cold front, and the good news is both the GFS and the Euro are in agreement with this deep upper trough toward the middle to end of next week, moving on through and finally bringing down some fall-like temperatures. Not bitterly cold, but a cool down with highs in the 70s, which is where we are supposed to be. We got a front that is off to our west, triggering some showers, as well as a little boundary that is to our east, and we're kind of caught in between with not much rain around us at all during the day today. As a matter of fact, we saw a little bit more sunshine, and that allowed temperatures to skyrocket. We saw some locations near and at 90 degrees. It is early November, and we're still getting 90-degree temperatures in southeast Louisiana. A little bit of fog is possible during the day tomorrow. Also, maybe a little bit more cloudiness, with the models trying to paint in a few isolated sprinkles here and there. Don't think we're going to see much in the way of rain over the next several days. Today's high, 87 degrees. We broke the old record of 86. And once again, our morning lows are more what we are supposed to be during the afternoon hours. Plenty of sunshine outside right now, and again, that was our downfall, setting a record at Kenner. 83 is our current reading with a dew point of 71. It is still warm and muggy. Maybe by middle to end of next week that front moves on through. At least there's an agreement with the models of that front moving on through, because 70s, 80s, way too warm at this time of the evening, and high humidity, which will stick with us right through the weekend. Not much of wind outside. Winds have been a little bit lighter. Could see them increasing, really dependent upon the future of Rafael. If it does start to weaken, it kind of tends to send a little bit more of that wind field away from the center, and that would help to maybe increase our winds a bit starting late Friday and on into Saturday. We remain very warm, humid through the rest of the week and into the weekend. As we head into early next week, not much of a change, and then by Wednesday, a better chance of rain with an approaching front, which will hopefully move through.